Yeah, I just wanted to make a video to myself because I made a video about this exact topic earlier in the week and I've just ignored myself again on it. And I want to go through it to reiterate why it's such an important thing. So, for example, okay, higher time frame, I've got this range here, I'm waiting for it to get to 50%. I've got all price action lining up in that direction. Everything down here is inverting, bearish, bearish, bearish. I I think the next draw is going to be this low here. You know, this low here that hit. There was this low, all of that. Like, that's what I think the next draw is. There's nothing stopping it from being that. There's a big gap here, right? So there's my higher time frame draw. Then, for example, I'm thinking, okay, to get to that point, I want to come up into this 5 minute gap, this 5 minute gap, some kind of areas that make sense enough for me to take a trade in that direction, right? Then this is where I think this is where the impatience comes in, right? Because, and I literally said it in this Discord. Look, I put here setups. Watch. I put slow PA, not rushing anything, maybe shorts from these 5 minute gaps. There is a long setup forming on the 1 minute, but the RR isn't good, so I'd rather wait for shorts. Just before I did that, I was looking at this 1 minute here. Before all of this junk here, you see all this from to the right here, all of this, before it was there, I saw this gap here. After we swept liquidity, pushed up, inverted this one to the left, came down, respected that. I was looking at this, right? And even that, I was thinking in my head, alright, I'm going to take read this. I'm not going to take it, I'm going to take read it because this isn't the setup that I want to be taking. This isn't a confident setup enough for me to be taking because it's not, the bias isn't on my side, the direction isn't on my side, the higher, stronger magnet isn't on my side. So I left it and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna take read this. If it wins, then I'll back test this kind of idea a bit more. Then I saw we came down, swept this low, and then we just respected this low, kept making higher highs, inverted there, and I was like, okay, cool. Then, because of lack of patience at that point, I've gone, cool, this has to be the next draw on liquidity here. So once this is inverted here on the left, which it did, I waited for a small pullback, which I got. I entered it like this price, I think it was 59. Stop loss below this low, targeting that high. Which sounds like a good trade, but it's not, because I don't have the trend on my side. I don't have the higher time frame magnet on my side, and I don't have enough liquidity being taken on my side. Because yeah, there has been sell side liquidity taken here, yes, but we have not then made new market structure that looks bullish and then came back into a discount of that market structure. The point is that I avoided this earlier on in the week because I noticed it, and I noticed that a lot of my losses come from that exact thing. And even though I've noticed it, I've just failed myself on it again because I've took this setup on only the 1 minute. Like, if you look at the 5 and the 3, like, this is just chop. Like, what am I expecting to get out of this trade on the 5 or the 3? There's nothing giving me that. Okay, yeah, we took this low and tapped into this gap and we respected it, kept respecting it. That was my only thing. And I thought, you know what, if we're respecting that, cool. And then I noticed this tiny gap here that we invited. But it's not enough. Like, that's the 3 minute. Like, the 5 minute says, to me, the 5 minute draw liquidity is so obvious. It's further down. Yeah, firstly, we could go higher, but this is the point. Don't take the trades into you know what, let me put the camera on for this. Yo, oh shit, that was close up. Alright, don't take the trades into the liquidity that you want in order to take the trade. I don't know if that makes sense, but with a trade, you've got your target, which for me is this area here. That's my target. This line here is the target I need to be taken in order to get to that target. So this here isn't a trade. This is what I hope to happen in order to give me a trade. I cannot take a trade into what I'm hoping to happen, because I'm hoping at that point, I'm hoping that will happen in order to get to this point. I'm waiting for a trade to come to this area and this area so I can assess it and go, okay, is it reacted? How has it reacted in that area that I've been waiting for? Not, okay, I'm waiting for this area to be tapped in, so let me try and take a trade into that area. No, that does not work. That does not work. Like, that is how I'm going to keep losing trades, and that needs to be nipped in the bud. I need to nip that in the bud from early, because this is going to throw away my money. Like, doing exactly that is going to throw away my money, and it is technically lack of patience. I don't really know how to explain that anymore, but like, taking the pullback into the trade that you want is not worth doing. It's too counter trend. It's too opposing. There's no like, if you think about it in terms of a magnet, it's the tiniest magnet, and it's not a sure magnet. Like, I've got all these higher time frames aligning in order for me to say that this 50% line here is the next drawn liquidity, and it looks like it's going to be. It really looks like it's going to be. I see no reason why it shouldn't be. But there is no... Even though, yeah, this looks like... Okay, say this started turning around now. This looks like this should come for this high. But it doesn't matter. I cannot take trades into the pullback zone. I need to wait for trades to get to the pullback zone in order for me to go, okay, I'm going to take it back in the direction that I want it. Because it's going to give me the highest, strongest probability. And unfortunately, I took an L learning that just now. So, I mean, I did learn it. I learned it earlier this week. And, like, you can, like, look, watch this. Look, Finder, 10th of June. Look, and I'm literally talking about the same thing. I'm talking about how I just avoided a loss. Just to be there. The 30 minutes says it's there. The 1 hour says look, I was looking for a short at that point. I was like, I could get a short here. Into this low here. I think that's what I was aiming for. Which one's my real mouse? Yeah, I've got phenomenal. Going on. Look at that for manipulation with straight. Anyway, just don't do it anymore, please, because this is I just, like, I had such a good win this week. I've had such good patience and price action this week that I've just absolutely thrown it away in the bin because of this silly trade that I did not need to take, and that I actually said I wasn't going to take. Look at this. I've basically broken even this week now because of that trade, which I really did not need to take. So, yeah.